Alright guys, welcome back to Strong Successful Mail. So for today in the Ask SSM video series, got an email from a subscriber. This is a guy, he's 36 years old. He is a sales manager slash delivery guy for a up-and-coming food company that's for pastries and all that. And recently he got himself into a situation where he was making a delivery to one of the stores that is in his route, his customers. And when he was there and nobody was around, the female cashier, the person that dealt with him, put the moves on him, if you will, in a way that would get her in a lot of trouble if he reported this. I gotta watch what I say here on YouTube. You guys can connect the dots. And long story short, he got out of there, and she got busted for being drunk on the job because she was intoxicated when this whole thing went down, and because his boss found out and all that. And the police were involved, and now he wants to know, because she was actually arrested for what she did, and you'll see, should he actually file a report about what she did to him? And obviously he's on the fence about this whole thing. And that'll be a very good one to go over here, because he's asking me for my help, because, guys, if we ever want to have real equality, then guys have to speak up at times where, in a situation like this, let's just say a guy gets physical against a gal's wishes, if you will. She reports him, boom, you know what's going to happen to him. But if a guy does it, if she does that to him and a guy does that, then he's almost looked upon as weak or stupid, or you should just suck it up and deal with it, or she was just flirting. Guys have to speak up too. Otherwise, this type of crap's going to happen. It needs to be known that there's going to be consequences for actions when gals do things to guys that if guys did to them, believe me, those guys would be behind bars. So I'd be going to go over here to help this guy out and to show you about this type of stuff does happen here. So it starts off, it says, hey SSM, I need some advice. This is a really strange situation, and honestly, I just feel creeped about even thinking about it. But you're the best person I know to ask for advice. Well, thank you, brother. So a tiny bit of a backstory here. I deliver Amish-made pastries to convenience stores and gas stations around the area. I absolutely love my job, and I'm exceedingly good at it. It's not just a driving job, but I got the position of sales manager for the company as well. I work about 80 hours a week on average. I'm definitely staying on my grind. I have no time for women. I'm just focusing on growing the company. Well, bro, if you're happy with your job, that's awesome, because most people hate their jobs. And I'm proud of you, and I'm impressed that you're on your grind. You said you're working like 80 hours a week. That's a lot of time, man. I really hope, A, you're truly compensated by your time with this company, and B, that you do have time to sleep. But definitely make sure you have time to sleep and at least one day off, for goodness sake. And I hope, and it sounds like you are rising in the company, helping it grow and all that, and I don't know how big it is and the goals of the owners are, but if you can start to get some equity in this company early on when it's still small, that'd be great, especially with what you're putting into this whole thing. And it says here, I meet a lot of great people, and it has really helped me become more sociable. I've made friends with many of the cashiers, and I listen to audiobooks and business management during the drive. Not to mention I've listened to about 1,900 SSM videos so far. Well, bro, I appreciate you watching and listening. And good for you while you're on the drive, constantly listening to things that can improve yourself. Business and all that. That's great. You're making use of your time, Guys, you always got to keep learning. When I'm driving around, I listen to other things on YouTube, things I like to listen about, financial stuff, interviews from top businessmen and well-respected people in this area and that area. I'm always learning too. You always got to keep learning. So a little backstory out of the way. On September 1st, yes, this literally just happened, I was making a delivery. Everything was going well. I dropped the product where I was supposed to go, and I get in line to wait for the signature for the invoice. The cashier, a lady in her mid-40s, I'm 36, asked me to wait at the end of the counter, as she wanted to clear out all the customers before she helped me. Oh, she's going to help you all right. No problem. This is a pretty normal request I get fairly often, so I have no problem obliging. I'm waiting about 10 minutes, and she gets everyone out of the store. So it's just her and I in the store. I'm sure you guys can see where this is going. She walks up to me, gets uncomfortably close to me, and just starts staring me in the eyes. I try to hand her the tablet for her signature. She set it on the counter and goes back to staring at me, not saying anything. I asked her if everything is okay, to which she says no. So I asked her what's wrong, and she keeps staring at me. Some of you may be asking at this point, why don't I just walk away? Due to the way the counter is set up, she has blocked me in. So eventually she tells me that no, she's not okay. I ask her what's wrong, absolutely confused as heck about what is going on right now. She says her problem is me. Me, what did I do? So I'm picturing him blocked in here, and darn well if he would get out of my way, or physically remove her, or say, I'm going to move you if you don't get out of the way, the problems that could happen here. And again, this is business, and this is someone they do business with. And you could see how this could be really go to hell in a handbasket real quick. Keep in mind, in the age of post-Me Too, I'm trying my hardest to never have any kind of inappropriate interactions with women, as most of us are. So I have to wonder, this is a convenience store or some kind of store, there aren't cameras everywhere watching this whole thing go down. About another minute passes of her staring at me and me trying to get her to sign the tablet. Eventually I get her to tell me about what bothers her. He says, SSM, I won't forget these words until the day I die. Word for word, she looks me dead in the eyes and says, I've been madly in love with you since the moment I first laid eyes on you. And I can't go another day without you in my life. He says, I'm sorry, what? I'm literally speechless. I stuttered out something about appreciating it, but I'm not interested. And then she literally wrapped her arms around me and hugged me. Here's a question we're all wondering here. You said she's in her 40s, right? What if she was 22 and smoking hot and big D cups and tight-ass jeans and her heart-shaped ass and beautiful face? Would he be reacting the same way? But again, that would probably be something on PORN Hub. Gotta mention it. She wrapped her arms around me and hugged me, like laying her head against my chest, hugging on me. I tried telling her I'm not okay with this, and I'd like her to get off me. Again, this is one of our customers, and I can't just push her off me. As she pulls away, she runs her hands up my leg and says a nice warm hello to my little friend. I'd like to point out I noticed a very strong smell of alcohol on her breath during the hug. I'm absolutely stunned. Keep in mind, this lady is blocking me in, so I can't just run away. I'm speechless at this point. I just got S-word assaulted by one of my own cashiers. So, what would happen, guys, if the situation was reversed? What if we had a gal write in, a woman who was the sales manager here, his same job, delivery, and a guy did this to her? What would happen here? This would be on CNN. You know it. Convenience store videos of this would be on YouTube. It would be all around, right? I didn't see any videos about this guy's story popping up on CNN or YouTube or anything like that. Did you? Right? Thankfully, a customer walked in at this point. I told her she needs to go help them. She said, no, they can wait. She wants me. I had to tell her that I'd wait for her. I had to tell her that I'd wait here for her, and she had to help them, or they'd be upset. She must have come to the realization that I was right, because she walks over and starts helping them. Run. I wasn't waiting on the signature. I just threw the invoice down and got the hell out of there. And this is when you report her to the cops. Or at the very least, you report to your boss. He goes to her boss, and... So long story short, my boss got a hold of her boss, and they called the police on her, due to me saying I smelled alcohol on her breath. Really? Just the alcohol? The police end up arresting her for public intoxication. I got a call from the cops later, and they asked my side of what happened. After I told the officer the story and reviewed the video footage, he told me that in our state, that is a textbook definition of S-word assault. I knew there were cameras watching this whole thing, so the cops are telling you what she did. He asked me if I wanted to press charges. I told him I didn't think that would be needed. Smack! Dude. If that was a guy doing that to a gal, you bet your ass she'd report him. And it needs to be done to show this shit can't be tolerated. I told him I didn't think that'd be needed because that woman needs some serious help, not just a jail cell. No, she does need a jail cell. And it's not your... You say, already I'm sensing the white knight in here. You're feeling bad for her. Do you think if a guy did this to... If a guy did this... Say your sister was a delivery person like you, and some dude did this to your sister, do you think you would feel bad saying, well, that person needs help, not just a jail cell? No. You'd go beat their ass. No, she needs to have some consequences for these actions here. But now I'm starting to rethink my decision. She's still in jail on the public intoxication charges, but once she gets out, she could easily look me up. My question to you, SSM and community, should I ask the cops to press charges for the assault? Or should I just file a restraining order? Do you think it's something I should ever worry about? And I already know that some people are going to comment saying the story is fake. And all I can say is I wish it was. Guys, you have no idea how awkward it is to have this happen to you. I tell you, the wall is undefeated and women are losing their minds. Thanks, SSM. Bro, I get you're in a tough spot in the situation, but now you can do something about it. Yes, I'd press charges. Absolutely. Again, if this situation was reversed, you bet your ass she'd be pressing charges against you. And an example needs to be made. Like I said before, if this happened, if this was a male clerk and doing this to a female delivery driver, this would be all over the freaking news, and you know it. But because it's your story, and I'm guessing you're probably, you said the Amish pastries. I'm guessing you're probably in Pennsylvania, because I'm from Pennsylvania. You know, if your story isn't popping up all over CNN, and the video footage from the cameras are on YouTube, if the situation was reversed, I guarantee it. I don't care if she's got problems. I don't care if she's intoxicated. She needs to have, obviously, there has to be consequence for the actions. And not just for you, but also for all the other guys that this crap happens to. And I guarantee it happens a lot more. It's not fair to guys. And we're not going to get true equality unless bullshit like this is dealt with. You know, and maybe some people may give you a hard time about it and may feel bad for her because you're, believe me, surrounded by white knights and simps all the way around you. Hell, if you press charges, she may get some white knight simp judge that's going to go easy on her. But at least you do your part. And word needs to get out that this type of crap will be tolerated. It's certainly not tolerated if guys do it, so it needs to be not tolerated if women do it. So I'm sure as much as you don't want to have to go through all this drama, if you don't do this, she could do it against somebody else. Or it could get worse, or she could become a full-fledged stalker to you. Or you just never know. And if your boss, and I would make sure that your boss is fully behind you. Talk to your boss. I'm sure he's a reasonable dude. Explain the situation and make sure that everything's going to be okay. You're not going to get fired over this or any ripple effect because it impacts business. And I would say something. Absolutely, and press charges. You know, she needs to deal with this. End of story. So that's what I think, bro. So, but aside from that, I'm really happy to hear that you're loving your job and you're moving up in your company, and I really hope that you do well. And if you're busting your butt like this, putting in those hours and spending your free time listening to videos of mine and other business type of things there, you're going places. Just keep on going, man. I'm proud of you there. So I'm sorry this happened to you, but you got to handle it, and everything's going to be all right. So that's what I think. So, all right, guys, that's it for today. Be sure to comment down below. Let me know what you think. Let this guy know what you think. Really, this guy's looking for help and advice, so this is what we're here for. So, by all means, share your opinions. Fill up the comment sections. It won't take you more than 25, 30 seconds. And also, guys, if you got a good story you'd like to share, definitely email to me, strongsuccessfulmale@gmail.com. Just make it easier for me to read, and I'll definitely cover it if I can. And this also goes for any questions you may have, situations, scenarios. Just put Ask SSM in the subject and your little spiel. And it could be a couple paragraphs or a few pages long, but whatever works. And if it definitely works, I'll definitely cover it in time. And be sure to like the video, share with your friends, and subscribe. I'll catch you next time.